That down, let's not waste any time and jump right into it, shall we? And let's get things started with this. Doesn't look like Mike Colter, aka Luke Cage, will be joining the MCU. Now, of course, ever since they announced that they had changed directions and decided to make Daredevil, the same Daredevil that was in Netflix. Because remember, for the longest time, the Daredevil we were going to get in the MCU was not, in fact, the same Daredevil from Netflix. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until a little bit later on. I mean, they were going to use Charlie Cox, the actor. Yes, they were going to use Vincent D'Onofrio, but they were going to be different and brand new iterations of the characters. But then they halted production on the show when they were pretty much done, scrapped most of it, and decided, you know what, we're going to change directions. And now they are the same ones from Netflix. Well, we know John Bernthal is going to be in there too. But one of the characters that some people have speculated and talked about is, what about Luke Cage? Mike Colter. Now, look, I'm going to tell you this. There were, 2 seasons of Luke Cage?
Yeah.
I liked half of one of them.
Yeah.
Right? Like the first half of season 1, when Mahershala Ali was in it as Cottonmouth.
Yep.
I really liked the show, first half of season 1. Kind of fell apart for me after that. And then the second season started pretty good, but it also, I didn't find it to be very good. But none of that was the fault of Mike Colter.
No.
That devilishly handsome son of a bitch. This guy is so good looking, it's completely unfair to the rest of us who are men. It is just not fair. That guy is stupid good looking. I mean, it just is. It makes me feel insecure. Not going to lie. Mike Colter, you make me insecure. That being said, a lot of speculation around about whether Colter will come and join the MCU as well. And well, it doesn't really sound like it. When he was interviewed recently, this is what Mike Colter had to say when he was asked about maybe joining the MCU as Luke Cage. He said this: "Only if it doesn't affect my schedule in a way that I can't do another season of Evil." I mean, that's of course his current show. I mean, I would totally entertain a good script and idea that made sense, but I don't stay up at night thinking about it, nor do I recall it unless somebody brings it up. But I enjoyed my time. I don't look in the past. If something comes up, great, we'll talk about it. But right now, I'm past it. Not exactly. Here's the thing. We don't expect actors to come and jumping and skipping and saying, oh yeah, I mean, I would totally do it again. Not necessarily all the time. He was kind of diplomatic about it, but when he says things like, I don't even think about it, I don't recall it unless somebody brings it up to me, and I'm past it. None of that sounds...
This dude's playing hard to get.
Yeah, maybe he's just playing really hard to get.
I don't even think about her. And I only think about her if someone brings her up.
And when you're that good looking, you can play hard to get. I mean, he's just... It sounds pretty cold, but it sounds like they're done. And look, while I didn't like the Luke Cage show, I thought he was a great Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Now, look, the MCU is already a place that's kind of overcrowded. I agree with that. It's an overcrowded place, and maybe you don't need a Luke Cage. But if they were going to have Luke Cage, I would really like it to be Mike Colter again. And just the fact that you are now saying that Daredevil from Netflix is the same Daredevil that's here now.
Right.
I mean, it would kind of need to be him. So I guess the only play here, my only assumption, and I might be wrong, is that they're not going to have him. They're not going to have Luke Cage in the MCU. Jessica Jones is still up in the air, I suppose.
Maybe it is a matter of we want him, but we know it's going to be conflict with Evil. We can write him in later.
Maybe.
In a couple of years.
But, you would think, my guess is, and I could totally be wrong about this, you would think that if that were the case, he would say something along the lines of, I would love it. I mean, I was a great joy playing that character. The idea of going back to him would be great. And, I'm currently working on a show I'm really enjoying, but sometime down the line, boom, I'd love to do it. But again, when he says things like...
Yeah, it sounds like he has a bad taste in his mouth from the experience.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When he says, I'm over it, I don't think about it, I don't recall it.
He went through some personal healing for this.
I mean, okay.
It sounds like.
Or,
yeah.
And I'm just pure speculating
Sure.
here. Is it a little bit of being upset that he hasn't been asked back?
Yeah, could be.
At this point.
Well, that's why I was saying, I said hard to get, but it wasn't really what I meant. It meant kind of acting like you don't even care. You don't even think about her.
Yeah.
You know, only if someone brings her up, but you are. You know, I
Like,
don't know.
hey, did you get the invitation to Bobby's birthday party?
I don't even think about Bob.
Oh, you know what? I'm busy that weekend.
I obviously think it has to do with maybe he's heard how it's like to work on a Disney Plus series. Maybe like the commitment that Marvel expects from an actor when they sign up.
He's
for
gotten
a
that
thing.
quasi even through Netflix.
I
It was
mean,
so
but the
Marvel.
Netflix one, it was less Kevin Feige involved. I mean, if he's gonna deal with Kevin Feige, you know how he wants to.
Actors don't really deal with Kevin Feige. Directors do.
But they do expect you to sign up for it if you're doing a series like a whole year
Well,
or
sure.
2 years.
But he did that in Netflix too, right? He did Luke Cage season 1, Luke Cage season 2. He did Defenders.
Yeah, maybe that's why he doesn't.
So you think maybe he's over it?
Yeah.
I just think it's too much of. He wants to do other things.
Maybe.
And it's like hard to fit a Marvel project. That's
He
what I
wouldn't be the
feel.
first Marvel star that's been like, this was great. I love my experience. I love the access it gave me, but I want to do other things.
To be honest, I would want to see him in a movie instead. Like
You know, like a Luke Cage
little
movie?
part in a not a full Luke Cage movie, but like
As a part of an ensemble?
yeah, as ensemble, like maybe bring him in. But other than that, a series, I think that time is gone. I think a Luke Cage led series.
It doesn't even sound like he's coming into the MCU at all as Luke Cage.
Yeah,
That's
no, I
the
don't
thing.
think so.
So I don't know. Listen, I would love to see him back, but if they don't, they don't. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Cuts Clothing. Let's be real. Most guys would wear a t-shirt every day of their lives if we could. The problem is that most t-shirts are not acceptable to wear at work or out on a hot date. Today's sponsor, Cuts, has finally changed that. Cuts t-shirts are such high quality, wrinkle-free, and so buttery soft that you can look like you're dressing up even when you're dressing down. Yeah, you heard that right. They are wrinkle-free. And for a limited time, you can save money while redefining the dress code by heading to cutsclothing.com and use the code Campea for 20% off. Guys, you know me, when it comes to clothing, my number one priority is comfort, and I could not believe just how comfortable my Cuts shirt was. It was light, it breathed, it felt like $1,000,000, and it made me feel like I looked like $1,000,000 too. And the best part? Cuts clothing is built to last. Their durable construction means you'll be enjoying your favorite shirts and pants for years to come, making them a smart investment for your wardrobe. So guys, for a limited time, our listeners get 20% off your entire order when you use the code Campea at checkout. That's 20% off your order at cutsclothing.com with the promo code Campea. Please support our show by telling them that the John Campea Show sent you. Experience the perfect blend of style and comfort with Cuts Clothing. Question is for you guys. What do you think? Whatever your thoughts are, jump down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.